Hey there, friends! In the newest, mind-blowing fourth episode of the amazing digital circus, we uncovered so many secrets about our favorite characters. Did you know that Gangle may have faced some serious family struggles in real life? And guess what? It turns out Jax and Ragatha might have lived in the countryside together. That's why Ragatha mentioned the ranch during her, unique moment. But wait, here's the million-dollar question. Does Jax actually have a conscience? Because in this episode, something about him really started to change. So today, I'll take you on a deep dive into everything you might have missed in episode 4 and uncover why I think we got a glimpse of the real-life versions of the digital circus crew. Buckle up, because things are about to get interesting. A more realistic adventure, let's talk Spudsy's restaurant. First, let's chat about this episode's setting. Usually our heroes find themselves in wild, fantastical worlds, chasing down candy-filled trucks, battling monsters, or meeting bizarre creatures. But this time, they were sent to a fast food restaurant? Yeah, it felt so different. Unlike the wacky locations we're used to, Spudsy's was almost too realistic. And that's exactly why the characters started behaving more like they might in real life. No crazy adventures, no magical explosions, just work shifts, grumpy customers, and broken clocks. It was as if their old selves from the real world were peeking through their digital circus masks. Let's start with Gangle. In this episode, she reveals that she once worked as a manager at another fast food place, and oh boy, she knows her stuff. From the moment she stepped into Spudsy's, she was a pro, turning on machines, organizing supplies, and managing the team like she'd been doing it her whole life. But how did Gangle get so much experience? Well, here's where things get deep. Do you remember the scene where Jax gets grabbed by the creepy big hands and dragged into the dark room? In that moment, Gangle talks to him through a staff training video. She says, "I know what you're thinking," almost as if she's recalling her own past struggles. She even hints at her dream of becoming a comic artist. Gangle wanted to create a manga-inspired webcomic, but something stopped her. Her exact words?
When
did you make this?
Now I know what you're thinking. I don't want a career in fast food. I want to be a comic artist and eventually launch my own manga-inspired webcomic. And it's cool to have dreams, but you also need to remember that they're completely unrealistic, and you need to stop trying.
Sounds heartbreaking, right? I believe Gangle's family pushed her to give up her dream. Maybe they didn't support creative careers and insisted she take a real job instead. And guess what? It's likely that the fast food restaurant she worked at was her family's business. That's why she wasn't just a regular employee. She became the manager. This is probably why, even in the digital circus, Gangle hides behind her masks, both literally and figuratively. Now let's talk about Ragatha and Jax. At the beginning of the episode, we see Ragatha teaching Gangle how to pitch a baseball, and from the way she handles the ball, it's clear she knows her way around the sport. Meanwhile, Jax plays the role of catcher, showing off his own skills. Could this mean they were teammates in the real world? Here's a fun theory. Ragatha and Jax might have grown up in the same village or small town, maybe even on neighboring farms. Ragatha mentioned the ranch during her drunk state.
Oh, wait! I can do it. I just gotta grab the horseradish sauce. I miss my horses.
Here, let me help you with that.
Why are you?
And we know Jax is scared of corn. Coincidence? I don't think so. And if you've noticed their interactions across episodes, there's always this tension between them. Jax teases Ragatha constantly, and she always gives as good as she gets. Could there be feelings hiding behind all that bickering? Something major happened during that baseball scene. When Jax accidentally broke Gangle's joyful mask with the ball, his reaction was different. Sure, he laughed at first, but then his expression shifted. He looked almost worried. That's so unlike him. It made me wonder, does Jax actually feel bad for the way he treats others? Could it be that he's hiding a deeper, more caring side? Or maybe Jax knows something we don't. After all, he treats the digital circus like one big show, much like Kane does. But here's the thing. Kane is the creator. And, well, a little unhinged. Could Jax's Showtime attitude mean he's been in the circus longer than anyone else? there are a couple of hints about Jax's real-world background sprinkled throughout the episode. For example, when Gangle mentions the chemically dangerous bathroom, Jax jokingly suggests calling the Chemical Squad. Could this mean he had some connection to the military or a similar job before the circus? Then there's the way he reacts when Gangle's hands grab him. He looks genuinely scared, saying, "No one can see, can they?" What is Jax afraid of? Maybe he fears being seen as weak, which would explain why he constantly projects confidence and sarcasm. Now, let's shift gears and talk about how the characters supported each other during this challenging episode. Despite their quirks and conflicts, they found ways to lift one another up. Take Zubul, for example. She quietly worked alongside Gangle, not wanting to cause any trouble. Even though she knew Kane wouldn't actually punish them, Zubul still followed the rules to support Gangle's leadership. And then there's Pomni. She always goes out of her way to help everyone. Sure, she caused a little chaos when Gummy Goo showed up, but she made up for it by comforting Gangle later. When Gangle took off her mask and screamed outside, Pomni was there to talk things through. Even when Gangle didn't fully listen, Pomni stayed calm and kind. Near the end of the episode, we see Zubul and Pomni inviting Gangle to sit with them. It's such a sweet moment, showing that even in the digital circus, friendship and understanding can shine through. And what about Jax? Well, it's clear he's struggling too. Therapy with Gangle seems to have left an impression on him. He's less abrasive, more cooperative, and even shows glimpses of genuine concern for others. But let's not forget, Jax is still Jax. His snarky comments and mischievous streak haven't disappeared completely. Yet there's a spark of something new, a hint that maybe, just maybe, he's capable of growth. As we head into the next episodes, the big question remains: what were these characters really like in the real world? And how much of their personalities in the digital won things for sure? This episode gave us so much to think about. From Gangle's unfulfilled dreams to Jax's hidden fears, we're getting closer to understanding these characters on a deeper level. Now it's your turn, friends. What do you think Gangle, Jax, and Ragatha were like before they entered the digital circus? Do you think Jax has a secret conscience? Or is it all just an act? And what about Gangle? Will she ever find the courage to follow her dreams? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And hey, the best comments might even be featured in my next video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more amazing digital circus theories and deep dives.